the argument either way.
Okay, we're back. We have an issue that Mr. Weaver is checking on to make sure that we've done this legally.
A moment ago when you tabled the two issues, you took votes 3-2, and I said that I thought that was okay. In looking at that over the break, I'm not sure that that is correct. If you look at State Statute 1455-203 requiring voting for passage, Section B says to pass any bylaw, ordinance, or resolution or ordinance, a concurrence of a majority of the whole number of the members elected to the council shall be required. The whole number of the council is 6. We're taking a majority. Now, if you go to Robert's Rules, it says it can be either way. But if you look at the Attorney General has talked about the election of a member to fill the vacancy. It specifically says that it only has to be the remaining elected members. So for that is an exception, I think, to the rule on 1455. So I don't believe that, if looking at it again, I was correct when I said 3 could vote and sustain a motion. 4, I think, other than for the appointment of a replacement.
1455, correct, what?
1455-203, Section B.
I'm sorry, 1455.
203.
Page 555.
Okay.
The second section under the small letter B.
Voting requirements for passage effective dates. B. To pass any bylaw, ordinance, resolution, or order, a concurrence of a majority of the whole number of members elected to the council shall be required.
It's pretty plain.
And then by virtue of the fact that the ordinance or the statute that requires filling vacancies specifically exempts itself from that reading, I think makes it that that reading would be correct, that you need a majority of the total number for anything other than to fill the vacancy.
Okay.
And filling the vacancy vote, then you would need the majority of those elected to the position.
Okay, so what does that mean for?
What does the majority say there, though, unless the majority have qualified? Can you read that?
Are you talking as far as the other
On the
one
next
in
page.
reference to new business number 4? Or vacant seat on this table?
Yes. The state statute on filling a vacancy specifically exempts itself from requiring a majority of the whole. It only requires a majority
Right, of the,
of the elected members. Or of the
That's,
setting of it. The remaining
members, right.
remaining elected members. So if there was an appointed member, that appointed member would be tossed out of the picture.
Right.
Oh.
but the, what did you just say?
It specifically says of the remaining elected.
Right, all right, but a majority of the whole number of members elected.
What
It doesn't address.
6 members of the council are elected each time.
That is correct.
The definition of body of the whole, it would be 6 members. Body of a whole, that's what that means.
I think that's gray.
Okay, so that means
I
that,
would like to get another opinion.
That's not a bad idea in this situation.
In this
We
situation.
can't postpone anything?
By reading of that, I think a fair reading of that would say, no, you can't, not with 3 votes.
majority of the elected.
Because the elected body is 6 members. So a majority would be 4. Another problem with having a 6-person council rather than an odd-numbered council.
And Robert's rule said,
Robert's
not
rules,
sure.
Robert's rule says you can do it both ways.
right.
I borrowed this from Mr. Schoeneman, and it's not a theft at this point because I intend to return it.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't think that constitutes a definition of theft. But I think it's slander.
Theft in Arkansas requires me to try to permanently deprive you